All right, everyone. Hey, who's got it better than us? Let me make sure I can see myself on YouTube here. Thank you to those of you who left comments there already. Please smash that like button on the way in, no matter how long you stay. If you're watching on the playback, please smash that like button. Wow, 2024 national champions. Let me play this intro. Hold on, let me make sure I can see myself on YouTube here. Yeah, let me play this intro, and then I'm going to jump in. I have a 7 o'clock meeting in the morning, but hey, how often does your alma mater win the national championship? Hold on, let me. Okay, there's Jodie Foster. Get out of here. What's with all these ads? YouTube is getting okay. There we are. They're getting their pound of flesh here for this game. All right, let me play the intro and then I'll jump in. I can't, guys. You're gonna have to pinch me. I can't believe it. Michigan won the national title. Let's go blue. Oh, I didn't create an official intro for that one. So let's just play the victors. Let's just start this with the victors. It's appropriate. All right, Steve Dace uses that as well, but he does it a little bit better. Hey everyone, hey, welcome to Big Discussion 76 Sports. My name is, well, you guys know who I am. My name is Dr. Anwar Yusuf Dunbar. I am a proud Michigan alum and a proud supporter of our football team, especially tonight. So the Michigan Wolverines just defeated the Washington Huskies 34-13 in the national championship game in Houston, and they are the 2024 outright college football national champions, the Division One college football national champions. And like I said, I have a 7 o'clock meeting in the morning, so I'm not going to be on here for an hour. But yeah, you probably have to pinch me so that I'll know that this is real. The front, it was wow, what a season. What a season. The schedule was criticized for being soft on the front. The Wolverines opened up against East Carolina and UNLV and Bowling Green, and they rolled up until those final 3 games, and then we had the first 3 games where Coach Harbaugh was suspended, and then we had the sign gate thing, and then the Big Ten suspended him for the last 3 games, and it just wasn't a foregone conclusion that the team would end up at this point throughout the season. And people were calling for Michigan to get disqualified, and people were calling for very, very draconian punishments for our coach and for the team. And it just wasn't a foregone conclusion that the team would get back to the playoff, get to the championship game, much less win the championship game. So this feels really, really good. And just thinking about when Jim came back and took the program over in 2015, there were some disappointments all throughout the 8 years that led up to this point. 8 years, 9 years. Yeah, a lot of disappointments, a lot of tough losses, a lot of questions as to whether or not he could coach, a lot of questions as to whether or not he would be the one to turn the program around and bring it back to where it was. Why is he taking so many transfer quarterbacks? When is he going to get his own homegrown quarterback? He's a good coach. He's not a great coach. Buckeye Alex used to say that all the time. He's a good coach. He's not a great coach. And of course, we had the COVID year. A lot of folks wanted him out of there then. And he shook some things up, made some changes, and 3 years later, here we are. So, everyone, I'm not going to talk long tonight. As I said before, I have an early meeting. Maize and Blue Mike, if you want to come up and say something, I'll drop the link. If you want to come up and say something, tonight's game, it was well, quite a ride. You start off with the Don, and going into the game, I was thinking, what if Donovan Edwards shows up? What if he brings us some magic tonight? And sure enough, Donovan had those first 2 long runs, and it looked early on like Michigan was going to manhandle Washington for most of the game. In the first quarter, it looked like that. Washington settled in. They figured out how to fill those run gaps. And then our passing game went a little cold in that second quarter and that third quarter. And just for me personally, that entire game, from the second and third quarter, I was holding on and waiting for Michael Penix Jr. and that Washington offense to catch fire. I was waiting for him to start dropping the balls on those fade routes, and I was waiting for him to get the ball out quickly, which he was doing. But I think what we saw tonight was that, and they said this during the broadcast, I think Kirk Herbstreit and Chris Fowler said this, is that the defense didn't necessarily need to sack Michael Penix. I think they got him once or twice, but they just needed to upset his timing. They needed to hurry him. They needed to make him think. They needed to make him uncomfortable. And this was a very different Michael Penix Jr. than the one we saw last week against Texas. And it was a very different Michael Penix Jr. than we saw for much of the year out in the Pac-12. He was noticeably uncomfortable. He was being hurried. He was getting hit. He was missing some receivers. Now, okay, let's be honest. The Wolverines were fortunate. There were some gaps there in the defense where if Dunze and McMillan and Polk, if they had pulled those balls down, they would have had long completions. So there were some of those, but the defense upset the timing of that offense to the point where those were not layups. Okay, against Texas and against the other competition, Washington played a lot of those completions were layups. Well, Michigan disrupted that tonight. And I didn't watch the post game coverage to see who they gave the MVP to. But for me, the MVP of this game and of the last game and maybe of the entire season, my MVP would be the defense. It would be Jesse Minter and the defense. You guys let me know what you think there in the chat, but complimentary football. There was a lot of talk about how JJ was the greatest, or JJ is the greatest Michigan football quarterback ever. That's debatable. I'm still leaning Tom Brady. But as the offense went up and down like this throughout the year, at times when we didn't get the running game that we thought we should have, the defense was the one consistent unit. And I think that they showed that defense wins championships. At least the way Michigan's team was constructed this year. A couple years ago, when those Joe Burrow LSU Tigers won, clearly Joe Burrow was the best player on that team, and they had a very potent passing attack. But in this instance, the way Coach Harbaugh and Sharon Moore and Jesse Minter and those guys constructed this team, well, defense won this championship for them, in my opinion. They were the one consistent piece of this team throughout the year, and they stepped up when the team needed them most against Alabama last week, and then tonight against Michael Penix Jr. and his offensive line and his wide receiver core. Now, it was a championship game, so yeah, if you think about most championship games, if you think about Super Bowls, the talent level is so high that I think the games are a bit of a grind at some point, and it just comes down to which team wants it more. But you could see that the Michigan's offensive line, there was that series where they got two straight false starts themselves. But our Michigan front seven, you could see that at certain points they caused that highly talented and that Joe Morrow winning offensive line for Washington. Our defense caused their offensive line to false start and to make mistakes. So yeah, so you saw that on both sides, but our defense was really able to show up and cause Washington to do things that were out of their character. I'm going to read some of your comments here. Guys, I have my notes, but I don't have a lot of time and it's late, and I'm just not going to go over everything. Let's see. Congrats, T. Riddler. Dre Ellerby says go blue. JC says hail. Nuber says they did it. Lackenzie Mayweather, thank you for the Cash App, Lackenzie. If anyone wants to donate something to the channel, my Cash App and PayPal are below in the description box. Please smash that like button. David Creed says go blue. Trepper Coles says congratulations. Thank you, Trepper Coles. Parker Curry says hi. T. Riddler says, I visited the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor for the first time this year. I think my visit is what made all the difference. Okay, so he's taking some credit for what happened. Mason Blue Mike says, go blue. We won the national championship. He says, Blake Corman, Will Johnson. So Blake was the offensive MVP and Will was the defensive MVP. Hey, that Will Johnson interception coming right out of halftime, that was huge. That was huge because with this game, Michigan took that 14-0 lead. And again, I was waiting for Michael Penix Jr. and that offense to get rolling at some point. But when Michigan went up 14-0 and then 14-3, I was thinking, come on, guys, score one more touchdown and you guys could put the game away in the second or third quarter. Just score one more touchdown. Put one more touchdown up there and put the game out of reach. And when Washington would they pull the score to 17-10 and they got the ball back at halftime, I was thinking, okay, we're hoping Jesse's making some adjustments. Kalen DeBoer and his staff, they're going to make some adjustments. What if Washington comes out and starts rolling? Well, Will Johnson got that interception. I think Penix got hit on that play. I think one of our guys hit Penix on that play, and Will pulled down that interception at the sideline. So yeah, so Will played a great game. But again, I'd give the defense, they're my MVP for this game, and for in large part the last part of this season. Yeah, the offense stalled out in the third quarter. We saw that against Alabama a little bit, but late in that fourth quarter, JJ got the key reception to Colston Loveland. All right. And Colston Loveland caught the ball, turned it upfield, and got us good field position. And then I think it just went from there. And Blake eventually, and then there was the Roman Wilson catch, which was on that series as well. And then Blake, punched the ball in right there. So it kind of mirrored the Alabama game in some ways, in that the offense stalled out, but they got rolling late in the game. Fortunately, this one didn't have to go to overtime. Let's see. Michael Burden says, okay. T. Riddler says, ain't no way JJ is the greatest quarterback. I'd take Chad Henne over JJ. Now, I don't know that I go that far, T. Riddler, because JJ's legs, a healthy JJ presents a dual threat, which is very, very useful when your offense has stalled out. And even though that one drive didn't end in points, JJ's legs got them from away from their end zone to prevent a safety. So I don't know. Chad Henne was good. Chad Henne was accurate. Chad Henne had a strong arm, but Chad Henne was not mobile. I think if Chad Henne was mobile, then he probably is up there with Drew Henson and Tom Brady. But Chad wasn't that. JJ is that. He's mobile. Sometimes the offense stalls out. Sometimes he misses receivers. Sometimes he rifles balls in there too quickly. Sometimes he doesn't survey the whole field. But JJ's a dual threat. Let's see. Michael Burden says JJ needs to win the Heisman to be the greatest quarterback at Michigan. Well, Tom Brady didn't win the Heisman. Neither did Drew Henson or Elvis Gerbach or Chad Henne or Denard. None of those guys won the Heisman. Let's see. Justin Blair, never seen you before. Welcome. He says, my new favorite time of the year as a Florida fan, the off season. Ready to get hurt again. Okay, I'm not sure I know what that means. Is that a Michael Penix reference? I don't know, because he's from Florida. What time? It's almost 20 minutes after. I'm gonna go. You guys know that I like the statistics. We'll just do this really, really quickly. And then, Mike, are you still out there? Do you want to come up? Let me know if you want to come up, Mike. I'll drop the link. I have the ESPN site queued up here. So let's take a look at what happened in the game from a stats perspective. All right. So, he says, nah, just a miserable Gators fan. Okay, we got an SEC fan here. So you're down there with Bama and Georgia. Okay, so Michael Penix Jr., again, I was waiting for him to explode and go on a run the entire night, but credit to our Michigan defense and defensive coordinator Jesse Minter for keeping him off balance and keeping him uncomfortable and for continuing to hit him all night long. So Michael Penix was 27 for 51. So he threw the ball 51 times, but that's what they do. Dylan Johnson was hurt. So he threw the ball 51 times for 255 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Let me slow down here. He threw the ball 27 times for 51 yards, 255 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. JJ, it looks like JJ had another Cade McNamara-esque game. This doesn't show his rushing yards, and it doesn't show the velocity on his balls. It doesn't show his ability to anticipate and create plays when they break down. So it's one thing for me to say this is a very Cade McNamara game in terms of stats, but stats only tell you a little bit, and it doesn't tell you about JJ's athletic prowess as well. So JJ went 10 for 18 for 140 yards. He didn't throw for any touchdowns. Dylan Johnson carried the ball 11 times for 33 yards. Blake, in his final game as a Wolverine, Blake is probably one of our, well, not probably, he is one of our all-time great running backs now. So he sits on the Mount Rushmore with Anthony Thomas and Tyrone Wheatley and Tamunga Biakabatuka and Mike Hart. Blake Corum is on that Mount Rushmore now as well. So he carried the ball 21 times for 134 yards and 2 touchdowns, 2 big touchdowns. The Adunze kid, I'm not going to try to say his first name. What is it? No, I'm not going to try to say his first name. But he had 5 receptions for 87 yards. 1 big reception came back because of that holding call on their tackle. Colston Loveland caught 3 balls for 64 yards. Let me go over the team statistics here. No, let me go to the box score. All right. All right, come on, Google Chrome. Don't do this to me right now. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, Dylan Johnson, credit to that kid. He tried to play, but he wasn't very effective out there tonight. Mike, I'm going to drop the link right now. There's the link. Dylan Johnson, he tried to play. He carried the ball 11 times for 33 yards. Donovan, I'm happy for Donovan. Donovan struggled all year. Everyone was wondering, where's Donovan? Why isn't Donovan playing as well as he did last year? So Donovan had a great final game to this championship season. He carried the ball 6 times for 104 yards and those 2 touchdowns in the beginning. I'm happy for that kid. Khalil Mullings had some quality carries early on as well. JJ had some quality carries. Alex Orji got in and made something happen on the ground. Colston Loveland, he caught 3 balls. Roman caught 3 balls. And Cornelius caught 3 balls as well. Samaj caught 1 for -3 yards. Let's see. Mikey had that interception at the end. He returned it for 81 yards. Will Johnson had that critical interception right after halftime. James Turner was 2 for 2 for field goals. And nope, they don't have the defensive stats loaded up right now. So I don't know who got that sack on Michael Penix Jr. It might have been Braden McGregor. So I'm going to take a look at the team stats here. Mike, give me a second, and I will bring you right up. Let's see. Washington had 17 first downs. Michigan had 16. Michigan was 1 for 10 on 3rd down. So they struggled there. They were 0 for 1 on 4th down. Michigan generated 443 total yards. Washington generated 301. Michigan generated 140 passing yards. Washington generated 255. Let's see. Yeah, Michael Penix threw those 2 interceptions. Each team had 5 penalties. For Washington, it accounted for 30 yards. For Michigan, it accounted for 45. Washington had 2 turnovers, and the time of possession was equal. So Washington held the ball for 30 minutes and 44 seconds. Michigan held the ball for 29 minutes and 16 seconds. So I have Maize and Blue Mike here, so I'm going to let him come up and say something about the game, and afterwards I will wrap this up because I have an early meeting in the morning. What's going on, Maize and Blue Mike?
Man, I don't know how good my voice is because, we were yelling and screaming, man. We won our 12th national championship, baby.
Yeah.
And Blake is now Michigan's all-time leading scorer now with them 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
So congratulations to Blake on that.
Okay. Yeah, he's on that Mount Rushmore now of great Michigan running backs: Jamie Morris, Tyrone Wheatley, Anthony Thomas, Mike Hart, Biaka Patuka. He's there.
Yep. Just wish he had another year. He maybe get into the 5,000 rush club, because the only 2 is just Shoelace and Mike Hart.
Oh, Mike Hart. He has 5,000 yards.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So Mike, were you worried at any point tonight?
No, because
Oh,
the way that defense was playing, man, I know that defense wasn't going to let us down. It kind of hurt me that the offense kind of stalled out a little in the first half and only got 3 points in the third quarter. But defense made some key stops. It's like you said, the defense was really the players of the game, and I I thought Will Johnson's interception was huge, like you said. But with Sammer still making that interception, man, if he would have got that pick 6, that would have been on, and popping.
I thought he was going to take it to the house.
I thought he was going to get there too, but I think he ran out of gas. But Blake had his back. Blake needed another touchdown anyway.
Right. Right. Um, I was going to ask you something else. Yeah, Rashawn Benny was out as well. But yeah, the defense, I was waiting for Penix. I was waiting for him to do something. I was just waiting and waiting and waiting. I said, okay, at some point, they have to go on a run. At some point, he's got to hit a Dunze down the field or McMillan down the field. And I think he was disrupted to the point where he didn't see everything, and he was hurried, and some of those went off their fingertips, and then in some instances that late one that they caught, it had to come back because their tackle held one of our guys.
Yeah,
So
it was a legit call, man.
yeah.
But they missed a lot of holding calls, but they did call it when we needed it. But I guess it's just one of those things. They just was gonna let them play. If it wasn't blatant, they wasn't calling it.
Yeah. So yeah, team 144. I mean, who would have thought that it would have been this one? I mean, well, what JJ said, we'll be back, and this was the quarterback that everybody said, Cade wouldn't get us there. Cade could get us there, but he wasn't going to be the one to win it. You needed someone who was a dual threat. You needed someone with more zip on the ball, with more athletic ability, and JJ turned out to be the guy. But they did it. This team did it with complementary football. They did it with all 3 units. It wasn't a Joe Burrow LSU once in a lifetime offense.
It was that nasty defense. First of all, it was the running game, and JJ making the key throws and with his legs that got us this national championship. It was complimentary football all the way around. It was a reference. I mean, they keep telling people that all year that was going to get them a national championship, and that's exactly why we're national championships. And I'm glad all the trolls is gone, because we had to put up with that crap all year, man. And we endured despite the trolls. But they know that we didn't cheat. We won it fair and square, and they can't say nothing but congratulations.
Yeah, I mean, that stretch of the season was very stressful because the other fan bases, they were coming hard, and you guys cheated, and you guys should have win. Well, I'm not even going to speak any of that into existence, but yeah, I mean, at that point, everything just looked bleak. But
I mean, even like you were saying earlier, even Bama fan was coming for us. Even when we beat them, they still was talking they crap, but they knew they took the L, so there was only so much that they could say. I mean, you can't take this away. I mean, we beat Big Bad Bama. We ran through the Big Ten. We beat Pac-12. Now that's going to be our conference mate. Man, this is legit as legit can get.
Mm-hmm. Everyone, please smash that like button. No matter how long you stay with me here, I'm almost done, but please smash that like button if you're new. Also, please consider subscribing to the channel. Speaking of Bama fan, we have Bama to the bone. Thank you, Bama to the bone. I don't think you were ever one of our problem guests like the other Bama fans in December.
Thank you, Bama fan.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw Johnny's live stream. I think it was Friday when that Washington fan came in there and said "Purple Rain." Johnny acted a fool.
Right. I think on that field we saw blue and amazing blue rain on that field, didn't we?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and it's amazing. You know, the future is uncertain. We're going to focus on tonight, but it's cool that just thinking about Jim's road through this whole thing. He came in coaching a certain way with a certain philosophy, and he initially, went to the spread, but he eventually came back to his roots. He runs the ball. He likes tight ends, and he had to let go of the offense a little bit and give it to someone else, but he ultimately went back to his roots, which was cool to see. Running the ball, playing defense, and a timely passing attack.
Yeah. The Big Ten Network is interviewing Sharon Moore as we speak. And he's got on one of the new shirts talking about without a doubt national champion. So we got some shopping to do, brother.
Yeah, it's time for me to I gotta get a little more merch now.
Yep. Hey, I wonder what Buckeye Alex got to say now.
Oh boy, don't conjure him up, man. He yeah. Things got a little testy there during that month, but I don't know what he would say. Maybe he'll say congratulations.
Yep. Well, hopefully he does, because like we said, first win for the Big Ten in 10 years since his boys did it.
Since they won.
And back then I was out, even when they won, I was happy for them because they beat big bad Bama and they got rid of a Pac-12 team too. And we did it the same way. So
that's right.
They can't hate on us.
That's right. All right. Amazing Blue Mike, do you have anything else?
No, that's pretty much it, man. I'm just like everybody else, so proud of these boys, man. 15-0. Buckeye Alex and all the other Buckeye fans can't say they ever been 15-0. So this is ours by ourselves. So let's just enjoy it, gentlemen, and go blue.
That's right, because when they won it, they didn't go undefeated. They had like a loss somewhere in there.
They lost by 2 touchdowns to Virginia Tech.
Wow. Okay. All right. That's good to know. All right. Mason Blue Mike, thank you. And we'll be in touch.
All right. Thank you for having me, brother. Go blue, and I'll talk to you.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Well, all right, everyone. I'm going to wrap this up. I need to go hop in the bed myself. And I'm going to go hop in the bed myself. And I'll probably watch some more footage. I'll probably watch other people's reactions. I need to see if Johnny created something. We're national champions for the first time since 1997, and this is not a shared national championship with Nebraska. The coaches didn't vote this. There were no polls, no intentionally staining our team. This is an outright national championship, and it's my first since being a Michigan alum. So this one is special. So everyone enjoy it while it's here. Savor the moment and enjoy it. Yeah, who's got it better than us? It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. So everyone, so please Smash that like button. This is Big Discussion 76 Sports. My name is Dr. NY Yusuf Dunbar. If you please smash that like button, and if you're new, please consider subscribing. Oh, Ray Alexander's over here as well. Ray Alexander, thank you for stopping through. He says, congrats, Dr. Dunbar and the University of Michigan Wolverines football team, national champions. And yeah, please consider subscribing. Please smash the like button. If you want to donate something, my Cash App and PayPal are below. You can leave a super thanks. And with that, everyone, I'm going to wrap up. So I'll probably have more thoughts tomorrow or the day after. And, there'll be more news rolling out from the program and all kinds of things. But tonight, everyone savor and enjoy the win. So with that, have a good night, everyone. Go blue. As always, remember that your attitude determines your altitude. Always try to do your best. Take care, and I will talk to you the next time. It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine, and who's got it better than us? Take care.